The Xbox One isn't even 1 year old, but it's already built up an impressive library of games, with plenty more on the way in 2015. Here at IGN, we sorted through the system's game library and picked out the best games the Xbox One has to offer. Will this list look much different next year? Probably, but these 25 great games are all worth your time. Few other games can match the size and scope of Battlefield 4's Modern Warfare. Yes, we know that there were massive, unforgivable launch problems, but today, many patches later, its huge battles, great maps, and tons of weapons make it one of the system's best multiplayer shooters. Who wouldn't want to flee from a pack of cops at midnight through a forest while going 150 miles per hour? Need for Speed Rivals is kind of like a thrill ride in that way. It has some of the best chases around, and they look amazing on the Xbox One's hardware. Ubisoft's gorgeous World War I adventure game focuses on how lives are torn apart, how strangers become saviors, and how madness thrives. Ultimately, it's a game about warfare that's more interested in the people and their experiences than bullets and their targets. That's what makes it so memorable. It's easy to be skeptical of genre crossovers, and at first glance, turning one of the best puzzle games into a shooter seemed questionable. Thankfully, the result was an impressive game with imaginative levels, characters, and abilities. Blasting away at zombies with a huge smiling sunflower is always a good time. Lots of games let you shoot Nazis, but few do it with such dramatic effect. When you pull the trigger in Sniper Elite 3, you're in for a skeleton-shattering, organ-destroying show. But an elaborate death scene is wasted if it's not attached to a great game, and Sniper Elite 3's wide-open level design is an excellent palate cleanser between run-and-gun shooters. A step away from other narrative-driven, cutscene-heavy MGS games, the open-world gameplay in Ground Zeroes presents a new perspective on the venerable franchise. Although it can be completed in just a few hours, Ground Zeroes offers tons of replayability, so you can keep going and going and going, playing with a different style each time. Take sweet jumps on your dirt bike, fail hundreds of times, and watch your rider's body fly off the track. This is the story of Trials Fusion, and it's always challenging, fun, and hilarious. Perfection is the name of the game, and though chasing it is tough, it's a great way to spend your time. This year's Madden shakes off its would-be tacklers and delivers the finest virtual football game in years. Deeper tackle controls, better play calling, much improved defensive play, and even more improved graphics highlight Madden's impressive outing on the Xbox One. LEGO Marvel Superheroes delivers almost everything a Marvel fan could want. Its huge roster, clever writing, and fantastic visuals make it a blast to play. Oh, and be sure to stick around for the credits song. You won't be disappointed. Old school throwbacks have been popular for a while now, but most just look like they belong on the NES. Instead, Super Time Force brings new ideas to the table while embracing what made retro games so great. The white-knuckled satisfaction that comes from barely making it out of a level alive, and then watching an insane replay of your feat, is fantastic. Killer Instinct has the components of a great fighting game. Its combat system is smart and intuitive, but there's plenty of depth for advanced players. This game goes a bit further with excellent tutorials, allowing new players to more easily jump into an intimidating genre. With great effects and tons of support, this is the fighting game to play on the Xbox One. Tomb Raider on last-gen consoles was already a terrific game. Lara was relatable, the combat felt great, and the environments were gorgeous. The definitive edition for Xbox One is all of that, plus a shiny new coat of paint, making it the best way to play this excellent action-adventure game. Despite its colorful and quirky presentation, Guacamelee is no walk in the park. It's packed with crazy boss fights and platforming challenge for days. Toss in a zillion hidden references to nerd pop culture, and you've got an incredibly unique and totally insane Mexican-inspired masterpiece. When it comes to open-world action games on the Xbox One, Watch Dogs is the best around. It combines the traditional Grand Theft Auto-style shooting and driving with computer hacking skills that effectively give you magic powers in a modern city. Child of Light is a wonderful example of old-school RPG mechanics mixed with modern visuals. With its hand-painted watercolor art style, Child of Light gives the impression of taking a journey through a gorgeous storybook. It's charming, elegant, and heartfelt, and no RPG fan should miss it. Blasting through a crowd of undead in a souped-up flame-throwing motorcycle is one of the best things you can do on an Xbox One. Dead Rising 3 floods the screen with hundreds of zombies and lets you kill them with absurd weapons. A goofy sense of humor and a lengthy, co-op capable campaign make it a great way to kill some time and some zombies with a friend. Set in a what-if world where the Nazis won World War II, Wolfenstein: The New Order isn't afraid to take it way over the top and do it with style. Wolfenstein is action-packed and mixes a fun story, great characters, slick presentation, and a thought-provoking alternate timeline into a satisfying shooter experience that will give you a few chuckles along the way. With Destiny, Bungie seamlessly blends a compelling universe, unique social features, riveting loot and level-driven gameplay, and, oh yeah, rock-solid controls and combat that you'd expect from the studio that created Halo. It's true that it doesn't necessarily do anything explicitly new, but it does what it sets out to do with a massive level of craftsmanship. 2K14 is not only a phenomenal basketball sim with smart AI, it's also an absolute system showcase. Presentation is off the charts, from the play-by-play commentary to the camera angles, to the convincing animations and the broadcast-style pre-game introductions. Forgive its silly scripted My Career mode and enjoy one of the best hoop sims of all time. It was difficult to imagine the Rayman franchise getting any better than Rayman Origins, but the sheer inventiveness of the art direction and level design in Rayman Legends impresses more and more with every passing stage. Not only is it the best platformer on the Xbox One, it's one of the best platformers ever made. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is a smart, sprawling sequel that wisely places an emphasis on freedom and fun while trimming most of the fat. Black Flag delivers a world brimming with gorgeous places to go, amazing secrets to discover, and nefarious pirates to stab. Most importantly, it's a fantastic sequel that gives you the freedom and tools to create your own fun. Peggle's unique charm and excellent gameplay made it one of the greatest puzzle games ever made, and the sequel on Xbox One topped that. Its addictive gameplay and new Peggle masters ensured we wanted to keep playing, plus we never get sick of that beautiful explosion of color that marks the end of every level. Hack, slash, loot, and repeat. Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition's endless cycle of rewarding action is as addictive as can be, and its beautiful art makes chopping demons into chunks of gore all the more satisfying. Sharing that action with up to 3 other players on one screen makes it one of our favorite couch co-op games too. If you need a game to showcase everything your fancy new Xbox One is capable of, it's hard to go wrong with Forza Motorsport 5. The latest iteration of the racing sim looks incredible, includes over 200 cars, and was supported after launch with free tracks. This is the kind of excellent racing game next gen can deliver. Titanfall is fast, fluid, and just plain exhilarating. It's an adrenaline rush whether you're on foot and boarding a Titan 10 times your size, or in the robot itself, punching pilots into puffs of mist. Nearly every map is a winner, and a steady stream of game updates have added considerably to Titanfall's a la carte multiplayer menu. If you can round up a few friends to play with, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better way to spend an evening on your Xbox One. So many great Xbox One games, and still so many more that didn't make the cut. Let us know what changes you'd make to the list in the comments below. And be sure to check out our top 25 Xbox 360 games list too. For more on all things Xbox, you're already in the right place. IGN.